So you want to sell your home in La Mesa? Stop right there. Before you do anything, listen to the top 3 tips to sell before you sell your home in La Mesa. Tiffany Mitrowke is here. How you doing?
Hi.
Great to see you. All right, let's get to it. Let's get the nuggets out. What do we do before we sell our home in La Mesa?
Okay, so number 1, buyers are buying in La Mesa. They are buying for lot size. They are buying for space. So the number 1 thing that I tell people when I go to their house is declutter. You're gonna start packing anyways. You're gonna be moving, so declutter. Start boxing up all your photos, all your knickknacks, and allow the buyer to be able to come into your home and see the space and be able to show them a canvas. You know, is there furniture gonna fit here? Can I picture my family, you know, hanging out here in the living room? Is this enough kitchen space? And people don't need to be distracted. So less is definitely better.
Okay, so space is a key.
Yes.
Look for spacing. Is this as important on the exterior as it is on the interior?
Definitely. On to my probably second thing, it would be to invest in landscape. Most buyers are going to do a drive-by once the property hits the home. It could be that the husband's going to drive by after work, or he's going to send the wife to do a drive-by, or they're going to do like a Google aerial. So I definitely say that invest in landscaping so that you clean up the outside of your home so that it looks, you know, like I said, another blank canvas. And they're going to be also looking at the backyard. So spend some time and invest in putting in the work before.
So creating space seems to be really a big theme. Is that what you think a lot of the buyers are looking to come to La Mesa for? Like,
yes.
Hey, I'm looking in La Mesa because I want space.
Yes.
Therefore, that's why you're saying, hey, as a seller, this is what buyers are looking for.
Yes.
So this is what you need to sort of comply to.
Definitely.
Okay, got it.
I feel like La Mesa is a family area. A lot of families gravitate towards that, or a lot of younger couples, and they're eventually going to have families. So they're looking at this house. You know, we might have kids in the next 2 or 3 years, or a family has 1 kid and eventually may have more. I like to say that the average buyer stays in a home about 5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that, like I said, space is huge.
Space is big. There's also some really interesting connections with La Mesa and downtown and Mission Hills and OB. It seems to be like a lily pad kind of thing. And so I think a lot of those La Mesa sellers might be going to Mission Hills or OB, which is really interesting to me. But so space is key.
Yes.
Interior, exterior. What else?
I'm going to say that what's also really sells La Mesa is the walkability and the access to everything.
Okay.
So just working with an agent that's going to be able to market that, you know, where we're at, the proximity to the schools and the proximity to all the coffee shops. And, you know, La Mesa's really been it's been blowing up, I feel like, you know, just it's becoming a different kind of vibe. You know, we have a Trader Joe's, we have a Sprouts, we have, you know, Dark Horse Coffee Shop, all these little things that have been popping up in the last few years of, you know, going a little bit east and getting a little bit more for your money and still having accessibility to, you know, a good lifestyle.
Yeah, the village revitalization was such a cool thing.
Yes.
I lived in La Mesa 2006 to 2008.
And that is actually where I live. So I've been through all of that. I rented in the village, and then I ended up becoming a homeowner in the village.
Very
and
nice.
I have just seen how the whole thing has changed, how the vibe has changed, and just how many more people have like gravitated, you know, a younger crowd. It's just very vibrant. You know, we do a flag parade, they do the car show. I don't know if you knew this, but they have the #1 Oktoberfest in California.
I did know that. Which is awesome, by the way.
So it brings a lot of people in, and I just feel like the things that La Mesa is doing, it's also right now, we're going to be getting one of those arches.
Ah, nice.
Kind of like
La
in
Mesa
like,
Arch?
yeah, like in like North Park, and you know, what is it called? Like it's just yeah. So we're going to be getting that on the boulevard. So I'm looking at getting a little plaque put on there.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those areas. I've always had a soft spot for La Mesa. I've never understood why people called it East County. To me, it's more central. When you talk about being, not too far from the 15, which is a north-south central San Diego highway, to me, and also the quick access to downtown was always cool. When I lived there and worked in downtown, you can get to downtown very easily. You've got the trolley right there. You have so many things that are going for you on La Mesa. So when we're talking about selling a home there, what we're really talking about is appealing to buyers who are looking, who might be appealing some of these things. So we need to highlight those things. Space is going to be key. Access to all the fun stuff.
Yes, exactly.
The village, the walkability,
Exactly.
the coffee shops, the breweries, all the cool fun stuff that's down there.
Yeah.
It's a big draw. It is. I mean, when I lived in La Mesa, the whole village strip there was a bunch of vintage, like resale shops. It was like every single one was like that. It's not like that anymore.
Nope.
If you haven't been to La Mesa in like 5 or 10 years, you will not recognize it.
No.
You'll be blown away. And for people who are looking to sell their homes in this area, I think it's really important to be able to highlight the new La Mesa.
Yes.
What are you actually getting here? And buyers are clearly figuring this out as they're coming in droves.
Definitely, because La Mesa is it's changed. I feel like the last year it's just gotten so much popular. It's just gotten so much more popular.
Yeah.
Just especially for the village and everything that that they do to offer for the families. The schools and just everything that's going on there to just really keep the community involved. And as far as price per square footage, it's still reasonably affordable for most people. That's why a lot of people are going there.
Yeah. So let's drill into the schools a little bit. Is there particular schools that are sought after, or any kind of boundaries where that can come into play when marketing a property?
Well, in the village is Lemon Avenue. They also have some really good private schools that people like. Christ Lutheran is a very popular private school. They also have really good charter schools. Also, there's Forte Elementary that's also really popular. But for the most part, people are pretty, satisfied with the school district.
Yeah. So just being able to go there. So the schools are pretty centralized then, not like, anything in particular. Hey, you need to be on this side of that street or.
No. And that's what I'm saying. So it doesn't really matter where you are in La Mesa. For the most part, all the schools are good.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's huge, actually, especially if it's a family area. People are looking for space. They want good schools. I mean, it kind of checks all the boxes. Great location.
Exactly. And parks. There's so many parks in La Mesa. I love Lake Murray. Lake Murray is just like a no-brainer for kids. You can take your kids out, scooter, just walk around, have, we like to feed the ducks, and it's all right there.
So if I'm a seller right now, I'm considering selling my home, I'm listening to this, I'm watching this, and I actually kind of don't want to sell it anymore. I'm wondering, why am I leaving? But I have to go. I got a job, I'm relocating, and so on and so forth. I've decided to sell the home. Spacing being key, interior, exterior, highlighting your particular property location to the goodies in La Mesa are kind of the keys.
Like, for example, like your neighborhood, like I will just talk about like a niche neighborhood, like Brookside is right outside of the village. So Brookside has like a walking path, and you can walk on this path. And pre-COVID, they used to do like a little street. They had like a block party. They would all do that, and then they would have just everybody would decorate for the holidays, for Christmas, and for Halloween. So La Mesa still has a lot of those little pockets where there's just a lot of involvement with the community and the neighbors to give it like a niche and very loving feel.
Yeah, the neighborhood feel.
Exactly, the neighborhood feel. Like you're welcome. Everybody looks out for everybody.
It is cool. It does feel that way.
So it's like it's Brookside is one little pocket. Then right when you go down and underneath, you go into the village. And then the village is a lot more, diversified with the different little properties. And then you can walk to the coffee shops. You can walk to everything. And then, once you go a little bit outside of the village, then you have the foothills of Mount Helix. And then after the foothills, then you go up to the base of Mount Helix.
Yeah, there's a lot of different intricacies, as you can see. Tiffany knows them very well.
Yes.
This is important. It's important to understand how to market a property
exactly
effectively, because whether the market's hot or cold doesn't matter. getting top dollar requires you to do the right things and to, of course, negotiate. But today we're talking more about just tips for sellers who are in that consideration period. Hey, I've made a lot of money. You bought your home 3, 4, 30 years ago. It doesn't really matter. You're in the green. You've done well. Now it's time to, have the best experience and get the most money for your home. So if you have questions about selling your home in the Mesa, you'd like to take advantage of these tips, give Tiffany a call. Thanks for coming in today. It's great to see you, darling. Have a great day.